paying attention to something else. Whoopsie. How's everybody doing today? This is going to be a quick one. We're going to try to power through it. I need to trim the beard. It's getting a little dark. So my dog Stella's having a flare-up of colitis. So I'm working through the vet and everything right now. Kind of watching her on the home screen. Also working. I just finished up some of the games stuff. Let's double check. Let's make sure. Let's see. Let me double check. There we go. Yeah, I mean, she had a flare up in March. Stressful. She had back in the day, like a couple of years ago, I forgot exactly when. Had to have been like probably 2020. She had a hemorrhagic, there we go, hemorrhagic gastroenteritis. So that was she almost bit the bullet on that one. So I'm trying to keep it, from getting that far again. So the last one, I did everything I possibly could. And then this one, she's doing fine. I mean, she's doing better than the last one. It's just that she threw up her food. This morning, so that's not a fun feeling. So I'm keeping an eye on that, but I'm also trying to get to work. I'm trying to do that stuff. So we're going to be doing that today. We have 2 new videos, or we have 1 new video and then 1 older video, and then just trying to update the games because we are just about to start week 6 of the Smart Router games. And we're about to get that going. So I'm excited about that. Let's see if this will copy and paste. No, it won't. All right. Just working on that. Working on that. Doing the complete standings table. Just double checking, making sure that the scores are looking good. $29, $39, $49. Yeah, we moved days. We moved to Tuesdays. One second, I gotta turn the lights on. It's kind of a rushed day, so bear with me here. I have... Let's see, make sure. There we go. What's up doing, Watster? How you doing, Crockett's? Yeah, we moved days. Colin, thank you. I appreciate it. So thank you guys for the well wishes of my doggo. It's just stressful. She's 11 years old, and I'm starting to wonder. She's always had a tummy issue, a GI issue. And it's hard to like find the right food for her at this point. So I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet myself and start just making her food. Got to find the protein that works for her, the veggie. The veggie for her. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. Been fun dealing with the cicadas in Ohio. Making a lot of noise, I bet. Utah rider died on Saturday after hitting a cow. Oof. That's not good. Boiled chicken and rice with some carrots and beans. Yeah, I went to a bland diet with her yesterday because it started happening. What was it, like Sunday? Started to happen Sunday, and then yesterday I was just kind of with her, and she was doing fine. No accidents. Typically, what happens with the colitis is that like every 3 hours she'll have to like go out, and she's really good about only going. She's on a routine with her potty and food, and so when it switches to every 3 hours, I mean she's having accidents in the middle of the night basically. So she didn't have any of that, and then I tried not to let her stress out, and so I try to take when it flares up, I take her out every like 3-4 hours so she can go. But it's the mucus, it's like all that stuff when it comes to like colitis. And so just right before, because I took her out right before I came here, and she had the same mucusy stuff, but a little bit of bright red blood, which means it's at the lower GI tract. It's not the upper. If it's a black tarry stool, that's when you have bleeding in the upper GI tract. And the same thing for humans in that aspect. So a little bit of bright blood, and then she threw up her morning food, which was boiled chicken and rice, just bland. And so, yeah, and I do have pumpkin. I was gonna add. I don't want to like throw too much at her right now, and so I already contacted the vet and everything yesterday, and I got some like medicate or like probiotic dog food, which she did well last time, and she threw that up basically today too, because I mixed it in with the chicken and rice. And so the last thing I want her to do is have like I said, the hemorrhagic gastroenteritis. And so if there's more blood than stool, that's what that is. And that's not good. And it's just what it is. It's an inflammation of the GI tract, the colitis. It's a itis, if you don't know, is inflammation if you attach it to any of the medical stuff. So arthritis is inflammation of the joints, basically. Colitis, it's inflammation of the colon. So basically what's happening is just it's inflamed. Just like with anything that's inflamed, it'll start to seep out a little bit of fluid and blood. And so a little concerned about that. Main thing is keeping her hydrated. That's the big one. Keeping her hydrated. Last thing you want is a dog to not have any to get dehydrated. That'd be bad. So I'm working on that. She didn't want to drink any fluids though earlier today. So that's not a fun feeling. So I'm updating the standings right now. So this thing's still got to happen. We got some new standings. Moto Gaga, you are in 7th place right now with 21 points if you're still here. Go ahead and make an adjustment. There we go. Go ahead, there we go. Just updated it. Making some adjustments. Thank you, s'il vous plaît. I'm trying. She's 11 years old. She's 11 years old, so we're kind of like, I don't know. When your body starts to deteriorate a little bit when you get older. But GI stuff is not a fun one. $4.99 super chat. Hey, Dan, great to catch you live. I started writing this year and I've been able to stay safe because of your videos. Thank you. Praise your dog. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're staying safe. But we're gonna get into these videos. I just made the season 1 Smart Rider Games week 1 through 5 leaderboard standings. Nathan is kicking butt. Moto Gaga 7th place with 21 points, but we just got an announcement from Neil. Oh, he did the bootlace at 9.6. Nice, dude. It's kicking butt. How you doing? How you doing, Harry? So I'm just keeping an eye on her. But it's going to be a 2-week ordeal. So, not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. So I'm going to basically be home for the next 2 weeks. Okay, I got that going. And then also filming. All right, let's switch gears. Like my mind, you guys can tell my mind's off. Let's switch gears. We're here. We're in my office. Let's get this stuff out of my pockets. We're gonna be going over some crashes and close calls. So updates. You know, how was the week going, guys? So like this week, what did I do? Let's look at the schedule. I helped my girlfriend move new apartments this whole weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think the stress, because I brought my dog, I think the stress of just constantly going crazy with like moving stuff might have flared up her Stella's colitis, my dog. So maybe that's the case. Maybe she got into something. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. We have to do symptom management. This weekend, hey, this weekend's Father's Day. That's interesting. But yeah, we got the Smart Rider Games. End of the month is when it finishes. The 28th. The 28th is when I'm gonna close out the Smart Rider Games, and then that's gonna be the first season. And so what I'm trying to do with the Smart Rider crew, like I said, is that we're gonna do a quarterly thing. So like a quarterly 4-week games. And once this one concludes, I've already gotten quite a good feedback, lots of good feedback from the people that are participating. And I'm going to work on some prizes and whatnot, at least some participation awards. And the cool thing about the digital stuff is that if I can create some more digital stuff, I can just give that out as the participation. So the Smart Rider crew, though, as the new online motorcycle club that we're developing, like I said, there's be quarterly things. So once this one concludes, I'm going to be heavily focused on finishing out some of the courses that we have on the website. So I'm still hoping for the end of the month to finish the Smart Rider training manual. I finished the apartment version of it. So and I'm really proud of it because I mean it's a lot of work, and if you follow it and you stick with it, like in the mindset of you're riding with me or you're kind of like following me and this is what we're doing. If you live in an apartment, and I know some of you guys, I know a lot of you live in like, neighborhoods with houses and whatnot, but it's the same concept, and I'm still going to film that version. But I take you from like understanding what the bike is, like just in your little parking stall, working on friction zone, a little bit of braking, and then we ride around in the neighborhood. Or in that neighborhood, in the apartment complex, and we were practicing all the stuff like tight turns, U-turns, straight line weave, emergency braking, emergency swerving, and we're just kind of in that area. And the next step is, and I already filmed it, and I forgot to bring it so I can edit. Actually, I might just edit at home because I'll be at home. But basically, the next step would be riding from the apartments to the parking lot. And then we can do some parking lot exercises. So I have 3 versions of the Smart Rider training manual coming out. It's the same it's the same material. It's the same instruction. It's just that it's in a different environment. So 1 in the apartment, 1 in the neighborhood, and 1 in the parking lot. And then it's on the road. We're going to be practicing on the road, training on the road. And then that's the Smart Rider training manual. So my goal is to get that done by the end of the month. It's a lot of filming, a lot of editing, but it's coming too. And then while I'm this week and stuff, now that I'm kind of stuck at home because of my dog, I'm going to work on the new Smart Router training drills booklet. So we have the older booklet, we have the Smart Router games. Also, I mean, this one has 13 drills, so the Smart Router games, but then the old booklet is this one, and it has a lot of drills, but if you notice on this one, it has like the entry and exit is not in the same spot. So I've refined it because I've gotten some feedback because it's hard to like time yourself when it comes to that, and then not a lot of people have a lot of room. So the new drills are one entry and one exit, and so I'm going to work on the new booklet for that this week, and it's a lot of Photoshop. It's a lot of Photoshop. So that's stuff I could do at home, and that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be making a new physical booklet. So if you're part of the Smart Router crew, when the new physical booklet comes out, you're going to get a pretty massive discount on the physical one if you want to. If you're already a part of the Smart Router crew, you have access to the digital version of the new booklet. It's its own course, and it's a digital download. So go ahead and grab that if you want. I like them. They're a lot of fun. Lots of practice. It gets you used to riding with your motorcycle. And then it's just kind of focusing on some club activities. So the Smart Router crew, like I said, I'm going to do quarterly. So 1 month out of the quarter. So a quarter is 3 months. So 1 month is going to be Smart Router games. 1 month's going to be some form of physical, mental challenge. So think of like a workout plan, like maybe not who lost the most weight or whatever. That's kind of cheesy. It's more like accountability. And then another month, I want to find something. I want to find something out. But we're doing the podcast too. It's not a podcast. We're doing the live stream every Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time now. So we did one last week. If you guys were a part of that, thank you for joining. But that's also part of what we're trying to like do when it comes to this online club. So if you do want to join, there is going to be actual benefits to it. Like right now, a lot of the stuff is just like out there, like the live stream and then the games and everything's for everybody. But the discounts and the challenges and everything is going to be for the Smart Router crew only. And so you guys can also vote on stuff that you want. So I'm going to be putting out some newsletters. So check your emails on like what is it you want to see, like what is it you want to do. I'd like to have some game nights here and there, some kind of chat. So it's basically just us. It's a community aspect version of it. But right now you can become a founder. And the link's at the top of the description, and it's 50% off basically for the rest, like forever. The price of it's gonna go up. And I'm thinking of other things. There's people do Patreon rewards where your names come up at the end of videos and whatnot as a thank you. So there's that aspect that I want to put into the videos. So the more people sign up, I'm going to start putting names at the end of these videos. This week, I might, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. So I'm not going to edit these videos just yet. I'm going to update the name list because I do have a name list, but we've had some people join in the last 2 weeks. So I got to update the name list. So we're working on a lot of stuff. But basically, yeah, you get all the courses for free, and then we have that community aspect. So I'm working on it. It's a lot. I'm enjoying it. It's not like it's not a work thing where you hate what you're doing. It's like I really want to get this thing going, and I'm enjoying it. And then once the course is done and like the physical riding filming, the Smart Router training manual is done, I want to focus on the online version. But once things cool off here in Tucson, so I'm thinking in the fall, I'm going to see if I can grab some of you guys that are local and we can start doing some games and drills in person. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Hey, Car Geek, how you doing? Crockett's Adventures, I definitely need more practice. I don't want to lay her down again anytime soon, if ever. Yeah. But I don't know. We're creating a whole new thing. So it's a lot of trial and error. So thank you guys for being a part of it. Thank you guys for listening to the feedback or giving me feedback and definitely listening to it. Because I want this isn't like, what is it that I'm doing? and like I'm doing this for some random reason. It's like, no, this is like the direction I want to take it. I want to like really have a fun motorcycle club because nobody's doing that. I mean, is there, write in the chat if you've noticed any YouTube peoples creating a motorcycle club. That'd be kind of cool to have like a club versus club Smart Rider Games competition. That'd be fun. That was another idea I had. See if I can reach out to other YouTubers and be like, hey, let's create some teams. I don't know. I have a mini Dan on my shoulder every time I ride. You're my first club. Yeah. Some people have said that like they hear my voice. I think it's kind of funny to hear that. We're going to go into the classroom real quick. Oh, there we are. I mean, for me, I just talk to myself. I don't really have a mini Dan. That kind of brings up. So I have like an idea for the Thursday live stream discussion. And maybe I can explain to you guys a little bit about the internal family system I got going on. So like, you know, when people say, well, a part of me believes this, or a part of me wants this, or a part of me is angry, but this other part of me is not, or this part of me is sad, but this part of me is happy. When people say that, I forgot who came up with it, but it was definitely some dude in the 19th or the 20th century or whatever, in the 70s maybe, came up with the internal family system. And it's like the part of you that might be angry is your inner child. The part of you that might be happy about it or okay with it is your inner adult, like a certain chapter of you. So like I have my own chapters. I have like a child chapter of like 1 to 8, and then like I have an adolescent. I started combining them, so it's basically like 1 to 17 is my childhood thing, and then 18 to like 26 is my young adult, and then like 26 to like 33, 32. Let's say 34 is like an inner father. And then like the last couple years, I don't know what this chapter to call it yet, but it's I'll just like call it the self. And so like when I'm pissed off or like I'm frustrated by something, it's usually like the inner child. And so like a part of me is upset, and so then like the inner father part listens. Like I have like basically a boardroom of different versions and strengths and weaknesses of Daniel's. And then I just kind of that's how I determine like how to process things. And at the end of the day, I stick to Richard Schwartz published the Entertainment. Okay, yeah. And so like at the end of the day, I stick to the self, the person who I am currently just listens to all of those, like those three. And then the self who I am currently offers advice and solves problems based on hearing the problems, solves the problems. And that's guided by the principles and values that I have. And that really helps. Like it makes things so much easier. So like the inner child part for me, and this is something I'll probably talk about on Thursday, but it's fun to talk about now. So like on Thursday, not on Thursday, but the inner child part, let's say he's like easily frustrated, you know, like how kids are, right? Easily frustrated, works on, you know, things should be fair, you know, people should, you know, you get that mentality. And then the young adult me, 18 to like 26, is all about, you know, that's when I was, you know, hardcore firefighter type thing. And so that was like, no, we got to get work done. there's no time for this. Let's just do it. And sometimes that can be a problem. Sometimes that's a good thing. And he also gets a little angry here and there, but it's kind of directed towards physical action. And then the internal father part is like, okay, I hear you, I see you. Okay. Yeah, that's frustrating, blah, blah, blah. But, here's some discipline. Here's a routine that we got to get into. Let's get into routines. Let's not burn ourselves out. Kind of like more mature. And then the self part combines all of them. It's like, yes, I'm frustrated by whatever's happening. A boundary is broken, whatever. Yes, I need to do the work. I need to push hard. I need to focus on the solution. Yes, let's go ahead and push that energy into like a routine, into some self-discipline. But here's at the end of the day, it's like, are we doing it within our values? And then I combine all that, create a plan, and I utilize the strengths and weaknesses for that solution. So like that's the direction that I try to go. And at the end of the day, it's like you make a mistake, you apologize. Blader. So, and it's tough. That's the thing. One thing that something Alex Hormozy kind of stuck with me, that he's used a story before. And it was I think he was talking about how he was like the head of his fraternity or whatever, and he instilled some discipline in the fraternity, and then all the dudes like came together and like called a meeting for him to come in, and they were like complaining, and they were just like, like, this isn't what we wanted, this is what we joined for, like we didn't do this, this is hard. And then Alex Hormozy just basically looked at him and it's like, this is what hard feels like. You guys signed up for to do something hard. This is what work and hard feels like. It's like, this is what you signed up for. This is what life is. So yeah, it's hard, but this is what it feels like. It's not supposed to feel easy while you do work and hard work. Hard is hard. And so that kind of stuck with me. It's like, oh, when things are like tough and frustrating and whatever, it's like, oh no, this is what hard feels like. Okay, let's move on. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like a nice little turning point for a few things. Because like when things get hard, I'm like, the inner child's frustrated. It's like, it shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't. And then I'm like, well, guess what? This is what hard feels like. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about it. Just keep working. How you doing, Dave? How you doing? You can relate, Tyrus? We're just chatting. And so like today, or this since Sunday with my dog still with the colitis, it's like, as much as I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. This is life, and this is what hard feels like. This is a responsibility that I have. And so I got to do the hard work. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I could be frustrated. But I'm keeping an eye on her right now. She's sleeping on the couch. So, let's go ahead and get the pen out. We're going to get started. 42 likes, guys. 66 of you in here. Nice. Hey, we're doing pretty good on that. But that'll probably be the discussion on Thursday when I get a little bit more what's going on. Dave, thank you. Appreciate that. Hope all is well over there at ZTK. The same goes for like the work stuff, like getting the Smart Writer training manual going. It's like, it's hard work. Right? And here's the thing, like with that, is that if it's hard, I want you guys to understand, if it's hard, like what you're doing, let's just talk specifically about work, but it can also apply to relationships and a few other things. If it's hard, just realize the vast majority of the population won't do it because it's hard. Which means that if you do accomplish it and you stick with it, you're going to be one of like you're gonna be an exceptional person. You know what I mean? So if you just stick with it, you're gonna it's not about being better than everyone else, but you're going to be, I don't want to say above either, but you're gonna be an exceptional person. I think that's the best way of putting it. You're gonna be an exceptional person if you just stick with it. There's a I want to say I almost want to say extraordinary, extraordinary. You'd be extraordinary because you're extraordinary. You're not just ordinary when it comes to the things if you just stick with it. Because nobody wants to do the hard thing. It could be for working out. I see a lot of people. I mean, I used to be overweight, you know, and it's hard. And if you just stick with it, and it's easier to maintain. But if you stick with it and you push through and you lose the weight and you gain the strength, you're going to be extraordinary, I guess, compared to other people. And then here's the and we're going to talk about this on Thursday. This is a great topic. And once you accomplish that, you don't like you know how hard it was to get to that point. And then you get to this position of, oh, I'm like 1 out of 10, you know, in the 10 people around you. It's like you're extraordinary compared. And then it's not, this is where a lot of people get into traps where they start to shame those 9. Don't do that. Create new goals for yourself and keep climbing. Because then you're going to get a whole new group of 10 people and you're going to be 10 out. You're going to be like the worst out of those 10. And now you have a new group to keep climbing to the top. And then you get to a new group of people and you climb to another top. You get to a new group of people and you just keep going. Because there's always new levels. There's always new levels. For working out, let's just assume, like, let's say, people don't like saying it, but it's like, let's say you're with the 10 people, you're one of the 10, and you guys are all fat. You're just all fat, like lazy, sit on the couch drinking beers, all this stuff, just like not working out, just fat, right? Let's say you work your butt off. You work your butt off. You're like, you know, I want to make a change. But you're like the worst out of the 10, right? Maybe one guy actually goes for walks. He's the number 1. But that's it. You don't even do anything. Now you start going to the gym consistently. Now you cut out alcohol. You cut out beers or whatever. You cut out this. You cut out snacks. And you start climbing in that group. And now you're number 1. But you're way above all these others, right? Well, you're like, well, now that I'm here, I want to go into this next group. And now this next group, they all go for runs. They all work out. They're just like you, but they do more. And so now you're inspired and you're motivated. And it's like now you start climbing the ranks again. And maybe you stay there. Who knows, right? You work on a different area of your life after that. But if you want to keep going, right? So let's say you keep going. Now you're doing like half marathons every month. Maybe now you're doing powerlifting competitions, strongman. Maybe you're like, I want to do a bodybuilding show. Maybe you're doing this. Maybe you're doing this. Maybe you're doing this. And you just keep climbing. Now you're in a group of people that are just constantly motivated, constantly like giving you inspiration to do more. Yeah. And that could be for relationships. Maybe you're surrounding yourself, like you're in a relationship, but then all the other people that you're in with relationships, they're cheating on each other, talking bad about each other, you know, in front of others. And you're like, I don't want to be a part of this. And hopefully your partner, your person, climbs out of that with you. Now you're in a new group that they all talk nicely about each other. Maybe they all go to church together. Maybe they all do like game nights together. Maybe it's all like good. Obviously there's some bad here and there, you know, some conflict, whatnot. But yeah, like you just keep climbing. Keep climbing. So resilient. Yeah, achieved maybe. Yeah, I really appreciate videos. It's been a refresh for me. I've gained my love of writing lately. You're a great Thank you, Bebe. That's a fun name to say. I agree. I lost 40 pounds and now weigh 195 now. But you have to eat your fruits and veggies. Yeah, like practicing low speed skills. Yes, exactly. You start from nothing. You practice these low speed skills. Now you're in a group of people that are doing the smart rider games, because that's like almost like the next level, competing against each other. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to create these. It's hard. Let's see. How you doing, Alex? Calling extraordinary above is fine. I think it's not the goal, but it's part of the results. Minority people are disciplined to follow through and just keep doing it. It's the process. This is a great conversation. I think I kind of needed this to get my mind off of my dog right now. But one man wolf pack, yeah. So I'm trying to create, like, these are all life lessons that I've had to learn, and you guys are saying that you don't even need a therapist now. You just got Dan. So like a lot of the life lessons that I've learned. Shoot, who was the some of you guys follow college football? Who was the coach, like the most winningest coach for Alabama? I've been reading a little bit about him. He didn't go in. Basically, the storyline about it is that he didn't go in because it was like Alabama or whatever. I don't know which college. I don't know if it's Auburn or Alabama State. When I'm thinking, I don't know. Anyways, he didn't go in trying to like just, hey, we're gonna win. Let's focus on winning. No, he's like, we're focusing on the discipline, the process, and he created a process where winning is inevitable. So it really kind of comes down to that. So it's not trying. So to go back to Tyrus, it's like not trying to be above, not trying to be extraordinary. It's that you're making a change and you're creating a routine and a discipline and a process that no matter, if you just stick with it and you keep your head down and you work hard and you challenge yourself, that being extraordinary or like above is a natural consequence of your actions. I think a lot of people want to be a special person, a special snowflake, basically wants to be something to be proud of in a way, but nobody wants to do the process to get to that. And if you just focus on the process, you naturally you look up all of a sudden after keeping your head down, working on everything, you just become that. And then you don't even care that you are that. You love the process. And there's a phrase saying something, I'm going to butcher it, but it's like those that people, one sec, you'll walk farther. It's something along the lines of like, you'll walk farther if you love walking more than the person that wants to get far. Something like that. What's the phrase? I just totally butchered it. Those that love walking will walk far than those. Okay, so there's the phrase. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. So passion for the journey leads to greater endurance and achievement than the sole focus on the end result. The person who loves walking will walk further than the person who loves the destination. So really just focusing on doing the work and enjoying it. Dave with 10, thank you, Dan, for a little bit of your group therapy. It helped me to be a better person. I thank you. Words of encouragement goes a long way. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Blade of War. And that's where I'm at. I love doing this. And the benefit, like, I really want you guys, and I've said this a few times, and Blade, you've been here, shoot, you got a rainbow beard, dude. You've been here for at least 2 years. So you've probably heard this before, where I've shown some gratitude here and there. Just kind of behind the scenes when it comes to my mind, is that I'm very thankful to be in the position I'm in, being able to like just film myself riding motorcycles and doing these live streams and stuff, and having a schedule and basically being an entrepreneur, and you guys are buying the books, you guys are joining the courses and everything. And it's a great feeling because it allows me to have time off when I feel like I need to have time off. And I know that's a blessing, because if you're working a 9 to 5, you have to call in sick, you have to do this, you might not be able to get time off, you have to call for vacations, and I used to do that. As a firefighter, I had to do that. And it really just comes down to you guys. So I absolutely love what I do and the benefits that happen. But when people I know a lot of YouTubers, they get in this position where they're like, oh, found success. And they forget their community, or they forget what they're really trying to do. They're like, oh, money's coming in. This is great. For me, it's been, oh, I know where this is coming from. And it's not just because like I'm providing value and this whole business idea thing. It's like you provide value, you get value back. I get it. But it's like, oh no, you guys are the ones allowing me this opportunity. So I have this obligation, this responsibility. It's not a burden, but I have this responsibility to provide the best I possibly can and take care of myself so that I can take care of this stuff with you. So like that's the mentality of the Smart Rider crew that I'm developing with the club, is that this is the mentality that I'm bringing into it, where sure, I'm like the president, the crew chief, the leader, I guess, but it's almost like a natural expression of I'm just sharing my life with you guys. And I'm trying to create this fun dynamic of the games. And it's like, hey, let's keep you safe with the training manual. Let's have some fun with the drills. Let's, have a virtual bike night, like all these fun things. But I do want to share like those personal challenges. And not like I have a challenge in my life, but no, like, hey, let's do like a physical challenge. Let's work out twice a week. Let's keep each other accountable. Let's get better, right? Maybe let's do a Spartan race together. Hey, this is the Spartan race I'm doing. Come on, everyone come over. We'll do the Spartan sprint together. We'll walk jog it. We'll do this. We'll take videos of each other. It's going to be fun. It's a nice memory. And then just kind of like bring you guys along. I've had a lot of life experience for being somewhat young. I'm going to be 38 next month. But I know a lot of you guys, I know how it feels. Like, I mean, this is all online. So if you guys are anything like me, which I think you are, it's hard to make friends, out in the real world. There's no third places. That's something I've been researching and learning. So like no men's clubs, no. I mean, the only people you really interact with are coworkers and your family, for men specifically. And so, well, then let's create something where we can just, enjoy each other's time. Yeah, it's through your phone screen or the computer or the TV. But that's why the Discord is doing so well. Just all this stuff. So that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys. And I've been through that. Been through some divorces, lots of grief. I was a stepfather for 7.5 years, no longer. And that's something that just kind of hit me a little bit, I think last week and well, no, this week, yesterday, basically it hit me yesterday. I just thought of it. It's like the stepson that I joined when he was in 3rd grade, just graduated high school, and I wasn't a part of that. So like, there's all these different mental loads and different things that happen, and I know it happens to you guys. And it's like, well, how do we manage that? How do we go through life? And I know none of this is about motorcycles. But like I said, there's no third places for dudes to like, just other than a bar, but that's not always healthy. And it's like, who can you talk to? I think that's why bartenders are almost like some of the best therapists, because I know a lot of guys just go to the bar to like sit there with one drink and have a meal, and then maybe talk to the person to the left and right, and then the bartender. Oh, my phone is playing this. Let's go ahead and play this on the computer. There we go. Yeah, riding is therapy. There's a lot of There's a lot of things. I don't know. Maybe I needed to get this off my chest because my thought process today is on my dog. She's sleeping on the couch right now. If I do get a phone call in the middle of this and it's from my vet, I'm going to answer it. So, we all go through things. I think there's something about someone like me. I hate saying that, but you guys are watching me on the TV. I know some people, it's a parasocial thing where some people think like I'm a celebrity in a way, or I'm someone special because I'm creating this in a way, you know? But just realize that everyone has their own things going on. And I'm very, like I said, I'm very blessed, very happy. It's just, you know, sometimes life hits you in the gut a little bit. We all go through that. We all go through that. And funny enough, June is Men's Health Month, Men's Mental Health Month, basically. So this is probably good for everyone too to have a nice little refresher. But yeah, I'm just a normal dude, and I want you guys to see that. Dave, I appreciate that. And that was something on what was it? Sunday night. I know some of you guys are religious, some of you guys aren't, but through all the stress and all the planning and all the logistics, trying to diagnose everything with my dog, all the catastrophizing, all that stuff, right? All that stuff. At the very end of it, something that I've been really working on, and it was very helpful. I just said, I give it to you. And I was talking to Jesus. So it's like, I give it to you. Instantly felt better. Instantly just like, this is life. What's the lesson I'm supposed to learn? You know? And if you're not religious, just think of it as, you know, this is life. This is the universe, whatever it is that you want to believe. But it's like, how do you manage it? Where's your resilience? What do you feel like you need to work on right now? And for me, it's like patience, understanding, and just doing the work, taking the responsibility. Because part of when things like this happen, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna sit and wait and see what happens with my dog. It's like, no, I called my vet yesterday. I called my vet today, and we're going through the motions, going through the actions to take care of this stuff. So I'm probably gonna get her some antibiotics and some probiotics and some anti-nausea medicine so that she can at least keep things down. And if it's a bacterial infection inside of her GI tract that's causing the colitis, then the antibiotics will take care of it. The probiotics will introduce the good stuff. And then the anti-nausea will allow her to actually keep food down, like a bland food diet. And then on top of that, I think it's in the antibiotic, it starts with an M, is also an anti-parasitic. So just in case there is a parasite like like Giardia and all that stuff, they'll take care of that. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. It costs money. And that's why some people don't want to do it. Because it's like, oh, vet bills. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's expensive, you know, this and this. And then I take a look back and I think to myself, you know, I spend my money wisely. I don't go out and buy expensive things. I have a great career here. And then maybe that's why I wanted to share some appreciation, is because you guys allow me after this live stream's over to just go straight home. I mean, I got a booklet and cones to send out, but I get to go straight home. And then, yeah, maybe if it's a $500 vet bill because of all the medications and all this other stuff, I'm very blessed that you guys are supportive of what I'm doing here. And so at the end of the day, it's like, oh, the life lesson that I'm really learning is to show gratitude towards the time I've had with her, the career that I have, the community that I have. And at the end of the day, I can show thanks to, for me, the spirituality aspect of it, to Jesus Christ. It's like I can share thanks. It's like, oh, I'm here in this position because I'm trying to do good for the motorcycle community. And so overall, it's like, oh, okay, life is life. This is going to happen. Things happen. But I'm in a good spot. I'm in a very blessed spot. And that makes me feel a lot better when I think and I shift my frame of mind that way. And I think a lot of people get stuck in my life sucks and catastrophizing. You know what I mean? And then it's like, why do things happen to me? And that's that victim mindset. And that's my inner child wanting to say that stuff. And then the young adult's like, we got to get to work. And then the father aspect is like, how do we take care of it? What's the planning? And then I combine all of it. It's like, boom, 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 boom. Here's what I got to do. So that's life. Not everything's about motorcycles, you know? Motorcycles are good. Can't have good times without the tough ones. Exactly. Makes you appreciate the good ones. I think I just did a whole Thursday after the ride live stream just now, but it is what it is. I'm going to probably refine it for the Thursday thing. But, yeah, can't have the good times. And that's another thing. Really, when the good times are happening, pause, look around, and understand that you are having the good times. Because when the bad times do happen, that's when people typically just focus on the present. It's like, oh, the bad times are happening. Now my life sucks. But nobody really focuses and says, oh, these are the good times that are happening. Really focus and like be present and be like, oh, the good times are happening. So when the bad times do happen, you can still remember the good times. A lot of people forget that they have good times. Right? And they say, stop to smell the roses. It's just a metaphor, but it's like not to stop to smell, but stop and appreciate, be in the present for when things are actually good. Yeah, exactly, Shmi. Robbie, yep. About to go for a ride. Pray, do you have any good verses in mind? That's something I want to get better at. Is memorizing certain verses. I tried a discipleship group for a little bit, and I just realized that I just didn't know enough, so I dropped out. Which they were like, "Hey, just stay," but I had other things going on. I don't have any for you, man. How I do things, it's very conversational. Like I'll just have a conversation for prayer. I'll just have a conversation. And the cool thing is that if you pause and you just conversate and you listen, like for me, I journal as much as I can, but and I conversate in my journal. That's how it started. But I'll write down like why is this frustrating me, or here's the situation, here's my anxieties, here's my problem, and then all of a sudden I'll get a solution, right? I like doing it when I'm walking. And all of a sudden I'll get a solution. And I always just thought, oh, I came up with a solution. How you doing? It's Missy. All of a sudden I'm like, I think I just came up with a solution. This is great. And what I didn't attribute it to was the solution came into my mind. Because like my anxieties and stuff came from my mind. I'm just throwing it out there in the journal and whatnot. And all of a sudden the solution comes to my mind. And I write down the solution. I'm like, oh, this is me. Well, I didn't have that solution until I started talking to my journal, typing to my journal. I didn't have that solution. That's the reason why I started journaling. It didn't just happen. So I asked a question. I asked myself. I threw it out there in the world, basically, in my mind. And when it came down, I had a revelation where it's like, oh, the solution came to me because I asked. And I was like, oh, that's Jesus, I'm like, oh, he's like, it's the little Jesus on my shoulder thing. You guys are saying that when you're out riding and you see a problem and you hear a little Dan on your shoulder, or at least you hear my voice, like my version is, oh, I just got a solution from that. And so then when it comes down to like normal day to day, like I'll just be talking and asking questions in my head and I get a solution. I'm like, oh, I'm having a conversation with him. So that's my version of praying in a way. And it's like a phone call in my head, I could just pick up the phone and call him, and then boom, I get my conscience or whatever you want to call it, that's based in values. Like here's how you should handle it with grace and love and forgiveness. Do the hard work. This is what hard feels like. And okay, here's the direction I want you to go. And it's really helpful. And so then when it comes to relationships, when we talk, this is honestly probably like the podcast live stream thing. But when we talk about relationships, so when you guys are saying you hear my voice when you're out riding, that's when you're out riding. But maybe you hear like your dad's voice when you have a troubled situation. Maybe you hear like a friend's voice when you have a situation. Maybe you hear like a preacher's voice. Maybe you hear your kid's voice. Maybe you hear someone's voice when it's in a different situation, not just like motorcycling, maybe me, right? But one thing I learned with the spirituality aspect, because I focus on physical, mental, and spiritual, the spiritual aspect is relationships. And I truly believe, with God's providence and everything, now we're getting kind of deep here, but that's fine. God's providence, basically he creates the opportunities and he creates the people around you. That's him working through people. And then free will, because we also have free will, we get to choose to listen to those people or not. We get to choose to, do what we want, in line or out of line with things. And so when you hear someone's voice, whoever that voice is in that situation, is because you've had a good relationship or you've had a relationship with them. And for me, I feel like that's God speaking through others to remind you. And so when I say I'm very grateful for the position I'm in right now, where I'm standing up here in front of the class with all these pizzas, right? So when I'm very grateful for following what I think is good, keeping motorcycle riders safe, providing opportunity, doing all this stuff. If you guys are hearing my voice when you're riding and you're like, oh, open lane pattern, you can hear my voice, or oh, side of the vehicle, or oh, I need a position, and do all these things. I believe he's using my voice to keep you safe. And that's I can't even come up with a word for that. It's not a blessing, but it's like I don't know. It's humbling. I don't know. But it makes me feel great. Makes me realize I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be, because he also wants you to use your God-given talents, right? He wants you, like, if you're talented in something, he wants you to utilize what he's given you for the benefit of others. And so when I look back at my past as a firefighter, I look at my past as a consistent learner, becoming an MSF rider coach, going to TECC, like constantly reading, constantly learning about how to produce, how to do this, pedagogy, andragogy, all these different, learning models. And it's like, oh, this is my talent, because I actually love doing it. And so maybe that's why things are successful in certain areas. So our consciousness just sucks in your advices and the situations. It just reminds us of it. Yeah. I mean, right? That might be the how. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Yeah, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. No hate here. But well, we've been doing this for an hour. I said I need to get home, but I have been keeping an eye on her. I have my she's just sleeping. There's not much I can do. So I'll probably just keep an eye on her this way, and then rush home if I see anything going on. And then, but I'll go ahead and go to the post office. Might as well drop off these packages that you guys have ordered. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the actual class aspect of it. Well, I'll probably talk about what I just talked about on Thursday. So we have a live stream on Thursday at 5 p.m. So we're going to focus on the crashes and close calls. We're going to utilize the plan method. We're going to go ahead and figure out what happened, how it happened. Let's go and take a look at the intro to see kind of what we're getting into. Let's see. Okay, a little bit of a crash. There's another one. Oh, looks like a corner crash, intersection crash. We're going a little fast. Let's see what this one looks like. We're going pretty fast here. It's only going 17 miles an hour.
We have got another intense video for you. I hope all of you will learn something from this situation.
What did he do to his speedo? He's not going 9 miles an hour. Oh, one sec, guys. My vet. This is Daniel. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was the vet. So the vet was like, "Yeah, we'll go ahead and get her all those medications I was talking about." So I'm gonna go do that after the live stream. So I probably will skip. I'll make the book, like I got some orders, so I'll make those and then I'll do the medication. I'll do that. So Stella, yeah. So Stella, she's a flare up of colitis. And this morning she threw up her morning food, and then she's having diarrhea. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on her with my Ring camera. She's laying on the couch right now, just kind of hanging out. So it is what it is. It's gonna cost me a little money, but we talked about that. Very thankful for you guys. Thank you, appreciate it. So I just got a phone call. I just wanted to make sure. I called before the live stream started, and she talked to the vet. So was it like Metro dog medicine? What is it called? Metronidazole. Antiprotozoal and prescribed antibiotic. And then she's going to get some other stuff. She's going to get some anti-nausea medicine also. But if she continues doing this, then she's going to have to get a fluid bolus between her shoulder blades, and then probably the shot of the anti-nausea so she can keep fluids down. Yeah, the last thing you want is a dog to get super dehydrated. If you guys don't know, even for yourselves, guys, if you get super dehydrated, like bad, and you already have like comorbidities when it comes to like a few other things, like you have a heart issue, if your electrolytes drop too far, it can cause a heart attack. So that's like what I'm trying not to have for her. So make sure you guys drink your fluids, replace your electrolytes, usually through food and whatnot. But if you're having like massive diarrhea, like a dog, you're losing fluids, and if you're throwing up, you're not getting nutrients, you're not getting electrolytes either. So that's why it's important. So that's what I'm dealing with today. How you doing, everybody? I see a lot of the green names. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get through and risk a stroke too. Yeah. I'm gonna get through these 2 videos, and then I'm gonna head back to the house or to the vet. It's on the way. Get her some medications real quick. I'm gonna start it all up. It's early enough, and then yeah, we'll get it going. So I'm gonna switch on Dan the Fireman voice. Here we go, everybody, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about these crashes and close calls. So I know some of you guys are dropping out because I had to pause, and we're just gonna go ahead and things are getting taken care of. Things are getting taken care of. So that's just been on my mind this morning and since Sunday evening. So here we go, everybody. So I'm gonna hit that record button in 3, 2. It's weird, right? 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. Here we go. All right, everybody. We're gonna be jumping into this MotoStars video. This is a brand new one. So we got some crashes and close calls. We have some cornering crashes, side of the vehicle crash at an intersection. This guy seems to be going pretty fast. Maybe he's got motion blur, but the point of this is that we're going to be utilizing the plan method. So position for safety, locate, assess, and navigate. So we want to put ourselves in a good position for safety. So let's not go super fast because now we're in a position for unsafety, if that's a word, but danger, basically, if we're going super fast. So if we want to locate hazards, so corners, intersections, definitely. We're going to probably maybe see open lane pattern, maybe a side of the vehicle. That's going to be a pattern that we're going to be looking for, assessing if those are relevant threats, and then navigating those active threats. So navigating that active threat is going to be emergency swerve, emergency acceleration, or emergency braking. The goal is to put ourselves back into a new position for safety, and it's this constant loop of scanning and being able to observe what's happening. So right now, let's go and take a look at this video.
Hello everyone.
So we're going pretty fast.
Video for you.
Somehow we're going 50 miles an hour on the speedo. Maybe he made a change on it, but here's our buddy getting super low, dropping the bike, crashing. So good job on the rider that is filming. They didn't panic with the brakes. So good job with the progressive emergency braking. So that was really good for them. But now our buddy crashed. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna try to rescue as best we can. So his foot is gonna be stuck. That's gonna be super hot. So take your hands right off. Yep. Burned his hands a little bit. So be careful what you're grabbing also, because you don't want to burn your hands. He's probably gonna check and see. I like the music. Good job. Yep. Burned his hands a little bit on the exhaust. It might be the tachometer. So go ahead and sit him down. Very good. So he's guarding his left leg, so his left knee. So when we talk about mechanism of injury, when he fell down to the left, he probably smashed his left knee. So not too concerned. The only thing I'm really concerned about it is when it comes to, let's take that off, is any major bleed. So if he's bleeding out, you want to go ahead and stop that bleeding. So you can either do direct pressure, apply a tourniquet, and there's certain areas on the body that you can pack the wound. Let's see. He's just wearing sweats. That's not going to be helpful. We're in a crash. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. So we're going pretty fast with our buddies. And he's going to go ahead and lean it pretty far down.
So
let's take a look at his lean angle. So he's going to lean pretty far down. He's pretty decent body positioning. I mean, his upper body's not leaning into it. So the bike is still going to do that, or still going to stay a little bit upright, but not the most. And then we lost traction. So he probably, I can't see his hand. So when we get up to this point, it's a very sharp turn because of the chevron. We're putting in a lot of speed. We're doing our best with the body positioning to keep the bike more upright so we have more traction on the tires. But maybe, this is what I'm saying, is that because the front end falls out. So maybe he was going a little too fast and panicked a little bit and slammed that front brake. And so in the middle of a turn, especially at these speeds, especially when we're trying our best and we slam the front brake, we're going to lose traction on that front tire, which is going to cause a dump. So there's that left leg impact on the ground. This is why we have motorcycle gear. So as smart riders, we're acquiring and using personal protective equipment. And you have knee armor, and it's going to hopefully mitigate some of that injury. It's going to be on the front of the knee, so maybe the side of the knee is not going to do too much, but still, if your knee is going to roll over and hit the top, you don't want to break a patella. And then the left shoulder, same thing. So who knows if he has actual motorcycle gear underneath that jacket.
Oh my God.
But highly recommend wearing gear. But good job. I want to point out, though, a positive thing is that this motorcycle rider with the camera didn't panic also. So good job with the progressive braking.
Out and right safe.
Sees it. Good job with the brakes. But wear gear, everybody. You know, gloves and full face, that's one thing. Don't grab the exhaust, you burn your hand. And then let's move on to the next one. Let's take a look. There's another sharp left turn coming up. Buddy went off the road. Didn't seem like we're going too fast. But you see their body angle. Maybe they were going pretty fast. Either way, he went off the road. So maybe target fixated on the problem, not the solution. And it just went a little bit wide. So going a little too fast. Remember, your position for safety is determined by what you're doing. Too high of a speed, bad lane positioning, all that stuff. So he's doing pretty fine. He's walking. Bike is a little damaged. Hopefully it's just the turn signal, not much when it comes to the shifter.
Bike's good again.
Let's see. All right, there it is. All right, moving on. Okay, when we talked about open lane pattern, I don't know if this is what's going to happen, but I don't know if this person wants to be stuck behind this person. And he sees this huge open lane. This person sees it to the left, sees that there's no one there, probably going to switch over. Doesn't check the blind spot. We're not in the blind spot. This is actually a pretty good space cushion because we're riding staggered. So this is like the space cushion. Riding staggered. And this is why you ride staggered in a group ride. If somebody has to swerve hard, you don't get hit. But let's see what happens. Maybe we creep up into the blind spot. You guys see this when you're out riding and you're out driving, right? Let's see it one more time. Happens. So whenever I get close to me or close to somebody, I just either accelerate past or I just stay in this staggered position. All right, we're going pretty fast here. We got a crest of the hill. You see how the hill kind of disappears?
Again, the main reason
or the road disappears? Sharp turn to the right. It's blind. Okay. He slowed down before, and that's nice. You can see what's happening over here with all the road. Oh, mechanical failure or something? You see how the bike was just like doing this? I wonder what happened. Chain? Maybe grab the front brake a little bit hard. What do you guys think happened in the chat? Let's go ahead and watch it one more time. What do you think happened? Because we make this... So what I was saying here, crest of the hill, you see how the road disappears because you're going over a hill. You don't know if it turns left or right unless you have your GPS, which is why I like having my GPS. I have a rock form mount, so that I have my GPS, so I know if there's a turn, especially if I can't see. How you doing, Exposed Moto?
Moments in this episode,
so he slowed down. That's good.
The main reason this rider went.
So right here, he's maintaining speed, and it's a blind corner, but he does slow down.
Fortunately, thanks to the right gear, he came out of it.
Then he speeds up when he sees. That's really good. That's good.
Fine.
And what I was saying here is that you can see all the road. And you know there's no traffic and everything. So yeah, if you want to increase speed, that's perfectly fine because you can actually see what's happening. So I'm wondering why he crashed, though. You see the bike jostle. So that part, he slams the brakes. Was there road debris? You guys see that? You see like a little bump right there in the road? Is there another one? Maybe he hit a rock. You see the little dots on the road? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he might have hit a rock. You see the little dot next to the windshield right here? So they're road debris. And then when it yeah, you can see the road debris. He probably hit something. And then when he gets to the point where he loses control, he slams the brake. So a good thing to point out here, and I see it in the chat already, Missy. You pointed it out. I was going to say it because this is something that can happen. The shading from the trees will hide road debris. Yeah, he hit road debris. Okay. And then right here, it's like a panic, and then we slam the brakes. Okay. So watch out for that. Watch out for road debris. Watch out if you see the shading. Be very careful with that. And if it does happen, that's the thing. Sometimes this happens. In a car, it's not a big deal, right? We wear protective equipment just in case. Just in case an accident. This is a true accident. In case something happens. Okay, I don't like having stuff on my handlebars because if the wind, like a big lanyard and all that stuff, it can grab things. Like you can grab your hand, you're trying to maneuver. Anyways, be careful with that. Oh, let's go back to that. what did we do here? We lost traction on that rear tire, but why? I don't see any road debris. See his right foot. I'm going to take a look at his right foot, because if the rear traction lost, maybe he slammed that rear brake. So you don't want to keep your foot on the rear brake. You want to keep the heel of your foot on the peg and then reach for the rear brake when you need it. Because if you're in the middle of a turn or whatever, you might accidentally, if you keep it covered, you might accidentally press down. You have a lot more control in your right hand, so you can cover the front brakes, but that could also be an issue. So he lost rear tire traction, but it corrected and he's doing fine. I wonder why though. Very lucky. And he's talking to Lily on the phone using his Cardo Pack Talk Pro. Link in description for that if you want 10% off. I don't know if actually for the Pro is 10% off, but for the Pack Talk Edge, that's what I have. You can talk on the phone. It's pretty cool. Oh. Very slow. So pretty slow crash. So we need a thumbnail. So he wasn't paying attention. So when we talk about position for safety, locate hazards, assess, navigate. So when we talk about the plan method, he was coming up to the situation pretty not quick, but faster than he should have, because the space cushion is diminishing. So he's coming up to here and he's going to crash right into it. You have an escape right there. You have to aim for it. You have to aim for it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to brake and then hopefully stop in time. We're not cars. We have the ability to do these emergency swerves. So emergency swerve if you have to. So brake as much as you can. You're like, oh, crap, I'm not stopping in time. Aim for your escape path. You have to aim for that escape path. Do an emergency swerve. I can fly. That voice is annoying. All right, here we go. Oh, you see that? Think about it. So right at the beginning, he starts wobbling. So maybe there was a mechanical failure, but we definitely went off-road. He's going to keep it up. He's going to keep it up. Hey! At this point, I'd get off the bike and I'd walk down and find my path where I can take the bike back. Or if I had to, I'll go to a different road. But I'm not going to try to like find my path on the bike. I'm going to walk it. I'm going to leave the bike up there, turn it off and all that stuff, and then check the bike as best I can. Got very lucky. Okay, what do we got here?
In this situation, the driver didn't just miss the approaching rider, she didn't even notice the crash she caused. The biker decided to confront her about it.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place on that. We're going pretty fast here. We're jumping lanes. We're going... Hey, you see that. You see that happening.
Chloe, my son, I recorded it.
Okay. Okay, so we're all over the place here. Okay, we're riding a little bit weird. You notice how we're like at an angle even at this light?
Situation, the driver didn't just
Why are we at this angle?
miss the approaching rider. She
now we're in the right lane.
The crash she caused.
We're all over the place.
Confront her about it.
We're going super fast.
Let's express it.
We did a head check right there. So we come up to here. Now it's an intersection. Remember, plan your ride. So locate hazardous situations. We have an intersection. It's a hazardous situation. We have vehicles that want to pull out in front of us. We see the side of the vehicles right here. That's a pattern right there. The sides of the vehicles. We're going to intersect. So let's just slow it down. We're not going to win in a collision when we're on a motorcycle. We're not going to win. Unless you're in a tank or a big truck, you're not going to win. And even then, you don't want to crash. So right here, we could have applied the brakes, and he's aiming to the left. Okay, so you're aiming toward, he's aiming where the vehicle's going. Aim behind the vehicle. So slow it down and then turn right, swerve right, so that you can make it behind the vehicle. So if he just was applying the brakes and was going straight, he probably would not have hit this person. Basically aimed at him.
You knocked me, lady. Over there. Because you knocked me down, you broke my bike.
Okay. All right, here we go. Riding with a group of friends. What do we got here? Oh, it's a club. They don't like it when you pass without getting... We start riding without any issues at first. Yeah. I hate these club rules. If you guys don't know, like these clubs, they're like, you have to get permission from the riding captain or the tail gunner to pass. And then they get mad. It's like they create their own rules for their club that other people are supposed to know. That's really what it is. He's pissed about it. And then the other guy comes up front to create an issue. Whenever you see club patches with rockers and everything, just stay away from them. Just stay away from them. It's stupid. It's the mongrels. That's a pretty popular club. Maybe he's gonna let him know. No, he's just gonna be angry. Jerk about it. Just let him go. They want to be special. Don't get in between them. Just leave them alone. You don't have to deal with it. I mean, I get it. You might want to know. You can't really hear it, but the one who was talking is telling me that I cut him off while he was the one who was clearly got into my lane himself. What a joke. Yeah, it's sure, true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Not a big deal. Whatever it is. They make it a big deal. You don't have to argue it. It's like an unwritten rule that everyone should know for some reason. Just let them. All right, you'll soon see why it could have ended badly. All right, here we go. We're going 83,
These
6th
riders
gear,
were going
probably
to save speed, and that definitely saved them from serious trouble.
doing pretty good. I like the position over there. You're away from the traffic. I like middle, but this is pretty decent.
This
Let's
is
see what
yet another
happens.
clip proving how hard it's for the drivers to
I like the
spot
camera
bikers.
guy's position. You can swerve left or right, depending on road debris on the right or a car on the left. Oh. So, good job. And this is like one of those training scars that I really want you guys to work on. When the person turns left in front of them, you notice how the rider in front starts putting their foot down? Keep your feet on the pegs. Utilize your brakes. Like, I get the left foot is the shifter, but you're using your right foot and your right hand for the brakes. It's just that when you put your foot down on the left or the right and you need to swerve, you might catch your foot. So keep your feet on the pegs. There's nothing your foot on the ground is going to do. So let's remove that from our natural body response. Like, it's not going to do anything, the foot. I get if you stop really quick and then you start to tilt over, then put your foot down. But great job on both of them for their progressive braking, the emergency braking. They both did it real well. You notice how they maintained their space cushion? So that means this guy right here is paying attention to what's happening up front and is reacting to the car, not waiting for what's happening with the other rider. So they're both riding their own ride. So really good on that. Good on the braking. He rolled off the throttle. There's no horn. Only raises his hand when it's safe. You put him in a new position for safety. So overall, great. And you've noticed they're not speeding. They're not going super fast. Imagine if you were speeding, because it's a beautiful area and you want to do that. If you're speeding, you're not going to be able to stop in time. So this was really good. So great job applying the brakes. So good job with the brakes. The foot, go ahead and keep that on, but that's the only feedback I can give. Focused on the solution and not rev bombing and honking the horn and all that other bull crap that people like to do. So good job. All right, what do we got here? Cannabis Jones. Okay, we're gonna pass probably. We did our own version of open lane pattern. We saw an open lane. We went towards it. We have an intersecting area right here. Somebody's going to come out because they probably want to get off on the next exit or whatever. Don't know why they did that, but you swerved out of the way. Handled it. Ominous music. It's back in 2018. Makes sense, the camera. All right, here we go. So GPS, like I said, guys, very good to have. Have your phone there. Like I said, Rockform, there's a discount for 20% off on that. This tells you what you need to know. What do we got here? We have a side of the vehicle. Okay, they're taking the first available lane. Not a big deal. We're going to switch lanes. Not a big deal. Moving on. Not a big deal. Okay. I was going to say, we probably wanted to pass. Okay, they want to turn left. Not a big deal. We're kind of stuck. Decent position. If we had to, we could swerve left. I'd rather be off on the right so I can swerve into traffic that is... It's someone doesn't know how to drive. Okay. We're out on a track. We're having fun. We're going to push it to the limit. Maybe low side. Typically happens. Especially when we're pushing our high-speed skills. Yeah, there's the low side. But you notice we're not falling off a cliff. So practice your high-speed maneuvers out on the track. And then you got a guy with a flag over there telling people, hey, slow down. We have somebody that crashed. Okay, we have somebody lane filtering. 3/4 helmet, not recommended. Getting a little angry on a scooter. I don't like that. Oh, you're not supposed to turn left. Whatever. All right, here we go. Running, having fun. Good space cushion.
How dangerous a moment of inattention can be.
Inattention's gonna cause a problem. You're still traveling at a high speed. Oh, got lucky. So you got to pay attention. You notice how the other rider was paying attention?
Attention can be. Fortunately, he managed to get out of it without any harm.
And so he panicked. It looks like he was about to rev bomb. Look, he's gonna grab the left. He's gonna grab the clutch lever, and then he does this, and then he finally realizes he has to apply the brakes. Maybe he downshifted, but slammed that rear brake, and that's why he's fishtailing like that. Yeah.
What a save! Oh my God!
All right, so road debris, not a big deal. We're at an intersection, it's a roundabout. Watch out. Watch out for little grass clippings, I guess. I don't know. Oh, side of the pedestrian. Ooh. Now, the pedestrians didn't see anybody because the bus, but still, they didn't even look left. Okay? They need to be paying attention. It's old ladies. It is what it is. All right, can't see much here. Camera's pretty low quality. We got side of the vehicle right there pulling out. Not a big deal. We're going to keep moving. It's a highly congested area, so we're going to be going slow anyways. See all the traffic. What's up with all the parking? It's like on both sides.
What? Pick a lane. You're going in 2 lanes. 2 lanes you take.
Yeah, if they're in 2 lanes. If they're in 2 lanes, don't get side by side with them. And then we're stalling over here because we're probably in 4th gear going too slow. So just, you can honk in the back. You don't have to get side by side.
Oh, there is a puppy.
Crest of the hill. Okay, we got a little puppy situation here.
Come here, puppy. Come here, puppy.
Probably came from
Come here,
there.
puppy. Don't hit the puppy. Don't hit the puppy.
Put on your hazard lights to indicate that there might be something
bite
going
me.
on. Okay. Not a big deal. Can't really chase it. He's going to run faster than you. But thank you guys for joining. This was an interesting lesson in the plan method. So make sure you guys are slowing it down, not slamming those brakes. Do some good progressive braking. Watch out for those sides of the vehicles and watch out for those intersections and open lane patterns, guys. So with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. So that was an interesting one. There was some pretty good ones. There's some good braking. Some good braking issues. We had a debris issue here. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Now we have an older video. Yeah, you heard that. We have an older video. And we're going to take a look at the intro on that. And we're going to get started on that. I'm keeping an eye on my doggo. He's just sleeping. Still in the same spot. I got to pick up some meds for her. Let's take a look at the intro. Ooh. Somebody angry. Got a low side there.
Hey guys, today we will start with a situation
Oh, there's a little crash, a little group writing crash. All right, so we're going to jump into that one. Yeah, make sure you guys grab a slice of pizza. See you later, Dave. See you later, Dave. Not giving peds to cross is a penalty. Yeah, pedestrians have the right of way no matter what, especially if they're in a crosswalk. But then again, at the end of the day, I don't want to hit anybody anyways. Even if they're not in a crosswalk, I'm not going to like try to hit them. Especially if I'm on a motorcycle, I'm going to crash too. My van is probably going to kill them. And then I'll probably have some issues when it comes to like vehicular manslaughter. So that wouldn't be good. Your pizza's almost here. You got to get a kosher one, Elad. That's fine. Go ahead and grab yourself a pizza. We got one more video. Go ahead and that's your pizza. We got some others, but I got some work to do after this. Got to get some meds for my doggo. But here we go, guys. We're gonna hit that record button. A little tired today. I was keeping an eye on her all night. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and hit that record button. We're gonna jump right into it. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have an older video. This is from a year ago. This is a Motostars video. There's a little crash right there with our buddies. So we're going to be focusing on the plan method. If you guys have been here for a while, you know what that is. So let's just jump right into it. Let's hear what Motostars says. Looks like we're passing our buddies. This looks like Arizona. This is somewhere in Phoenix. So undertaking gets pushed out. Thankfully, the Range Rover paid attention. But let's take a look at what happened here. So we caused the issue, and I say we because we're the camera guy, right? We're passing.
And the failure to maintain a safe distance only compounded.
We get in front.
Right after
never mind. He created the issue. This person was going too fast into the corner because we're going a little too fast. We're passing everybody, right? So we didn't put ourselves in a good position when it comes to this turn because now we have an increased speed. And so now we have to slow down really hard to make this sharp turn. Now, if we just stayed with our group and we stayed back there at an appropriate speed, we would have been able to make this turn a lot easier. So now he's slamming that rear brake. You see how we're sliding? Because he locked it up. So if you do that, you're going to lose traction. You're going to start slipping and sliding everywhere. And since our buddy has to make this sharp turn, it's probably not as sharp as what it looks like because of the camera. But he has to make his sharp turn. He's going to do what he does. Now this person's stuck. And there's the impact. So both of them kind of created the issue. The one that was passing with him, the one that crashed back here, is the problem. I crashed the S1000RR. I'm all right. Bike is all right. Rebuild coming shortly. All right. So we are going pretty fast. We have a sharp left turn, a sharp right turn, 25 miles an hour recommended. And we're going 59, 60, 70. Here's the sharp left. Okay. We have the sharp right. A little bit too sharp for that speed. Thankfully, there is a little parking vista point, but if there wasn't, you see how the guardrail would have been right here? We would have hit the guardrail. So he's pretty lucky that that is right there. No. Slow it down. I get you want to have fun. I understand, but maybe don't do maximum, like your maximum skill set, your maximum speed. So when we talk about like working out and weightlifting, you're not maxing your bench press every single time you go. You're not maxing your squat. You're not maxing your dumbbells. You're not like for dumbbell curls. You're not maxing every single time. Do a progressive overload. Do sub-maximal training for working out and just continue the process. And before you know it, in 6 months, you're repping what your old max was. And so when it comes to riding and going super fast on the roads, just do your sub-maximal, and before you know it, within a year, you're going to hit a limit. So you don't want to go like, okay, now in a year I'm doing 120 miles an hour on these turns. If you're doing that, go to the track. But it's like, now I can take these turns easy at 60 when you probably should just be doing the speed limit. But you're not pushing yourself. You're not pushing it to your max skill. I get it. You think that you have to push your max skill to get more skill? Not necessarily. Refine those little movements. Refine your body positioning just a little bit. Refine. You don't have to add speed to increase your skill. Refine your body. Refine your throttle response. Refine your turning. Refine this. Refine this. You're making little refinements. You don't even have to increase your speed.
No way.
All right. Angry lady throws a bottle at stunt riders. Ooh, a little close. That was pretty close. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting into little road rage. A little bit of road rage. She's angry. Not a big... Now you're littering, lady. I work on being smooth and twisties, not necessarily being fast. Yes. That's exactly what we try to do.
You can see that right after hitting unevenness on the road, the biker lost
Unevenness, so road surface hazard.
The main reason for the fall.
Sharp left turn with that chevron. Okay, good. I'm glad they zoomed in because I was about to go back. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have a little divot, so maybe like a trailer gouged out a little spot, and it causes the drop. Try to avoid those little divots. Try to avoid those road surface hazards like that. But he wasn't going super fast, so that helps out when it comes to injury mitigation, especially when he has full gear. So overall, pretty good. It just sucks. That's a pure accident, but we're acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case. All right, side of the vehicle, watch out. Is it a hazard? So we're going to locate any necessary things. We're going to assess if it's a relevant threat. It's starting to poke out. Person obviously doesn't understand. Probably doesn't have insurance either. Now, probably did way more damage. Probably did way more damage to that car than the truck. But still, it's annoying. But he recognized and stayed back. Gas is $3 a gallon over there.
I have it on video. Do you need it or you're good?
Yeah, just...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
You want to go to this parking lot?
You can download it to your phone usually, especially on the newer ones, and you can like send the video. I first tried braking slowly and gently, but as I got closer, I felt like I was going to hit the woman, so I braked harder. Panicked? Question mark. All right, let's see if we panicked, right? Resulting in the slide out. Okay, so we laid her down. Okay, let's see what happens. So slam the front brake or rear brake, causes it to lock up. You lose traction, you start sliding. Okay. The road, it looks a little wet too, so that could also play into the fact that we crashed. So got to be careful. Do nice progressive braking when it comes to that. So squeeze a little bit, squeeze more. And I'm working on the Smart Rider training manual right now. It's for the Smart Rider crew, and it's going to be on the website, ridingsmart.com. And we go over progressive braking. Okay, so just be aware that the Smart Rider training manual is going to be coming out. My best goal and guess is by the end of the month. Okay, I already did the apartment version of it, so honestly, I could probably just upload that and you guys can already start. So we come up to here, though. Now, here's the thing with the plan. We're locating a hazardous situation. We assess, is it a relevant threat? Well, they're pretty far away, okay? So, yeah, they can be, but it's a pedestrian. I could go left or right. You know, if they're walking to the right, I'll go left. And that's how we're navigating this situation, okay? Let's say it's an active threat. It's not that big of a one, but it's still an obstacle in our path. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to the left. So all we're doing is changing our new position of safety to the left. You don't have to apply the brakes. And even now, don't even have to apply the brakes. Just go straight. Just go straight. I get you want to avoid this person. And if they're in the road, you're supposed to stop. But if you're going to slam the brakes, you're going to crash. So let's just slow it down and then go straight. So we dump the bike when they basically have a foot on the sidewalk. So it was a panic. It's like, oh crap. And then boom, instead of, oh crap. Oh, move. It was a mistake.
Here's
Alright.
a really dangerous scenario. The biker in front was totally...
Okay, lots of traffic up
Even
ahead,
though it
so
would
slow
have
it
been
down. We're
avoided,
coming up
both
to
the
all
right
this
and the
stuff.
driver
Not a
were
big
too
deal. There's a
confident
side of the
in
vehicle
this.
right there poking out. You got to be paying attention to that. Good swerve. Ooh, last second. Good swerve. Last second. So it doesn't have to be last second if you're paying attention. So try to find the uncommon thing in this common situation. Right now, we're seeing the backs of every single vehicle. How come I see the side of one? And they're going in between the backs of these vehicles. They're probably going to sneak out on me. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down, and traffic's already stopped. I'm already going to pass everybody because I'm on a motorcycle. Not a big deal. I'm going to slow it down. And then as soon as he sees this, though, you can see his head turn just a little bit. He's like, oh. And instead of panicking, rev bombing, slamming the brakes, all that stuff, recognizes I have to swerve. So good job with the swerve. Did his best. There was a little bit of a clippage there, but it's not a crash into the person and up and over the hood. Good job. So he's checked his foot because he hit his foot. So this is why we wear gear. So if you have motorcycle boots, it's going to hopefully mitigate some of the injuries that you might have. So he probably is going to have a bruise on his ankle. Maybe like a level 1 tear on a ligament or tendon in there, where it's just a level 1 is just a sprain. It's not a tear it's still called a tear, but it's a sprain because it's tearing a little bit in there. Level 2 is when like it's a partial tear and you have instability and lots of pain. Level 3 is when it's just completely snapped. So he's probably going to have a little bit of a sprain, a tear, level 1, some bruising, some pain. But good job, because he would have had a lot more. A lot more. So checking his body first. He feels it. It's like, ow. All right, side of the pedestrians. Dum-dums wanting to run out.
Whoa!
Yeah. They're being dumb. Just watch out for that. Jerks. All right, here we go. Open lane pattern. Anybody on the right want to go to the left? Let's see. Because they're all stuck behind people. There's someone going left. Oh, no. Oh, yep. Wants to go left, but then it's a car that hits. So the car driver should have been paying attention to the open lane pattern. You see what I mean? So pay attention even when you're driving to those open lane patterns. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I know some of you guys do because we watch this all the time, is that there's a big stack of vehicles here. There's an open lane here. We're in the far left lane, but this person wants to get over there because they see that it's open, and then they can just go. Okay? So the car driver that runs into the back wasn't paying attention to that. And you can tell by the car that this isn't their first accident. And so probably bad driving, like a bad driver, like not a lot of skill, not paying attention. Things happen to them all the time. It just sucks that now the Suburban has to deal with bad driver also. Because it looks like they were speeding too. They weren't going to the flow of traffic. All right, so we're coming up to here. Nice little turn. Can't see much. What's around that? Ooh. Was that a cop or a park ranger? But good job not panicking, because typically they panic. What is that? No, just a really cool... Is that a Nissan Frontier or a Toyota Tacoma? Anyways, so this is why I like that middle, because we have a space cushion to the left for anybody that's wanting to do this, and we have a space cushion to the right for any roadside debris. But if you notice, it was a blind corner. So it's a blind corner. You don't know what's around this corner. So he slowed down. He's slowing down, so he downshifted a little bit. He's applying a little bit of brakes, probably for trail braking. Maybe there's some skill set here. He also didn't panic. So we're coming around the corner. And now that there's somebody in our lane, he's releasing the front brake, who knows if he's going to try to slam it, but he pays attention and target fixates on his solution, which is his escape, basically. We don't want to focus on this because then if we do, we're going to go towards it. We want to focus on what we're trying to do, and we're going to go there. So good job on this rider for doing that. A little bit of a scary. A little bit scary.
At first, the biker thought the issue might be because of low fuel. However,
Okay.
it turned out that the
So he's
brakes were the culprit, completely locking up when attempting to pull over onto the shoulder.
Brake issues. Okay, so if you start having issues like that, try your best to get to the shoulder as quick as possible. Get out of the traffic. Ooh. So the brakes locked up. So there's a mechanical issue. It just locks on the. He's got gear. That's good. Locked on the caliper, and just stopped his bike. So I wonder what the issue was. What do you guys think? Brake line, bad brakes.
Back up out of the road, cause you okay?
Yeah, I'd back up out of the road.
Back wheel just locked.
Oh, you know no one hit you?
No.
Okay.
That sucks, but that's why you wear gear, because you notice that he checked his hand afterwards and it was ripped up right there. That would have been your flesh, so make sure you wear gear. All right, somebody's coming out in our lane. We're in the blind spot. Let's get out of it. There you go. Moved over to a new position. I absolutely didn't do anything to him. I think he was jealous of bike. No, okay, shut up. That's stupid.
Oh, you know no one hit you?
No.
So right here, they got into the front, and now we're in the blind spot. So you need to recognize this because your safety is your responsibility. If you're in a blind spot, roll off the throttle to get back into a staggered position, and then roll back on to maintain your speed. But do something. Either switch lanes or accelerate or roll off the throttle. So the person's coming over. So we were in a position for safety. They're taking our position. They're taking our safety. We have to do something. New position for safety. That's all it is. That's it. That's all you do. Okay? So they did it. Fine. But I'm going to try to prevent it by rolling off the throttle first. So see how we were right there. We rolled off the throttle. If we were already back in the other side before he took the lane, if we rolled the throttle and they came over, there would not been an opportunity for a side swipe. That's what I'm trying to say is that now we're riding staggered. So ride staggered as best you can with cars. I get it when traffic is nuts. You can't, but you're trying your best to maintain space cushions and you're constantly on high alert. But if you're in an area where there's not a lot of traffic and somebody's kind of like side by side with you, just put yourself in a position for being in a staggered position with them. Think of it as a group ride with other cars. Oh, they did it again. Okay, now they're just being jerks. Just let the idiot be an idiot. Probably has to go home and take a dump really quick. Doesn't want... Oh, yeah, doesn't want him even lane filtering. Be careful with those dum-dums. All right. Same thing here, open lane pattern. The truck's already coming over. I don't like being side by side with trucks. Accelerate out of there. Or apply the brakes to allow them in. Good job moving over. Try not to hit the curb, but you did a good job keeping yourself safe. Because sometimes, like, if the vehicles in front were, like, stopped, it's hard for trucks to stop in time, so they will swerve to get out of the way. So you did good. You did good. Going a little too fast for this area. A little too fast. Okay, let's go back just a little bit. Okay, we're going really fast, faster than the flow of traffic. We did our own version of open lane pattern. We don't want to be behind this truck, so we're going to switch into the open lane. Guess what? The truck is doing the same exact thing. So if we did it and they do it, both behaviors are the same. We can't be upset because they did the same thing. Okay, we can't be hypocrites. And the reason why it's frustrating to us is because we wanted to do it first. And we were speeding. We don't want to be slowed down. So just change your mindset to go in the flow of traffic. And this wouldn't have been an issue. Good job accelerating out because you were not going to be able to stop in time or slow down in time. So he found the escape and accelerated out. But if we keep putting ourselves in these positions, you're going to have to use your emergency maneuvers more often. And the reason why you're using emergency maneuvers more often is because you're having close calls more often, which leads to a possibility of a crash more often. If you're using your emergency maneuvers all the time as a daily thing, there's a problem with what you're doing. You're the common denominator.
The difficult weather conditions made navigating through the tram tracks even
Okay.
more
Yeah, watch out for tram tracks. Go over them quickly. Don't go over them slow. There you go. So he tried to do it as quickly as he can. It's a normal thing. So you saw the swerve trying to get over it. Watch him try to swerve over it. It's just a bad spot. Let's go back a little bit more.
tracks even more challenging.
Harder. Do it harder. Which, that sucks. It sucks, but that's why we're gear, but try to do it harder than that. Watch out for the open lanes. Oh, slam the brakes. Lost a little bit of traction. Okay. We switched all these open lanes too. Didn't like that that person did it too. Once again, pay attention to that. Slow it down. Slow it down. You're coming up to a red light anyways. All right, intersection. He's checking. Hey! That person was not paying attention. Yeah. So if I wasn't paying attention to the motion of the car, I believe it would have been rear-ended. So that's the thing, is that you have to pay attention for your own safety. People, you can't anticipate others to do the work for you. So good job on this rider for paying attention. You don't have to do this next part. That's up to you. I only care about the situation that just happened. This next part, you guys do whatever you want.
Sorry, Harry. Sorry, man. I didn't see you. What are you doing?
Getting a little angry. Wear some gear, dude. All right, here we go. Intersection, watch out. We got a side of the vehicle. Oh. Swerve left if you have to, but good job with the brakes. Good job with the brakes. That person's supposed to go in the first available lane. Didn't do it. So we're gonna go ahead and pass. Not a big deal. Handled it.
Let's see.
Going through a corner. So that right there is why I have the GPS on my phone. So you can see, I wish I could zoom this part in, but you can see all the little turns happening. So even though this is what you see, you're like, okay, cool, I got a left turn coming up. Okay, now it's a straightaway. Okay, now I got a turn coming up here. I got a turn here. It doesn't look super sharp, but I'm gonna pay attention to everything. And I put my phone on my handlebars with a rock form mount. Once again, links in the description if you want 20% off. That's how I use my GPS. It's just like a little mini map when I'm out riding.
What is he doing?
You obviously want to pay attention to people doing
That
that.
was a close call. What's he doing?
Handled it pretty well. Oh, does he have the same jacket I
That's a
have?
close call. What's he doing?
I think he has the same jacket I have. That's a climb jacket. That's a good jacket. I think it's the Marrakesh. Love that thing.
The oldest kind.
All right, here we go. Nighttime. You notice how you can't see anything. So anybody, like any animals running across, can't see much until it's in your lane. Vehicles, hopefully the reflectors and their lights, you can actually see. He even has his high beams on. So this is what it looks like with high beams. It's not that good. So you don't want to go so fast that you're not going to be able to get yourself out of a bad situation. Let's see. So animals. Yeah, good job slowing it down. Get the dog back in his yard. So good job. Wasn't speeding. All right, same thing here. This is almost worse sometimes where it gets to that dusk where the lights don't necessarily work and you still don't have a lot of vision. So be careful. Just don't go super fast, especially around corners you can't see much. Oh, went a little wide. Didn't panic though. Didn't panic. So went a little wide. Probably just couldn't see the road very well. Doesn't look like he's going fast, but just wasn't paying attention or didn't see the road well. All right, John's almost epic fail. We're gonna do a power wheelie. Oh. Getting a little close to our buddy. So he's probably didn't see the other rider coming up. Now he should. Wasn't paying attention. Almost. I mean, just got close. It wasn't like an almost thing. Just kind of got close. Not that big of a deal. All right, so we're coming out of blind corner. Okay, watch out for that. That's why. So good job with the position. Was a little bit to the left I'm assuming in this country or whatever, that truck's supposed to be on the other side. So it's like it's reversed for us Americans. And they cut it close. That's scary. So kind of creep around these corners really well. So you notice how he's able to slow down too, because he wasn't hauling butt. He was able to slow down. So your brakes work better. You slow down quicker if you're not going fast. So good job. All right, here we go. Oh, no. No. So slow speed maneuvers, everybody. If you haven't practiced your slow speed maneuvers, grab yourself the Smart Rider Games booklet. We got all these different drills in here. Practice it. Guys, you get a digital download. I added all the Smart Rider drills to it, so you're probably getting like 30, 40 drills. Even if you get the physical, there's also a digital version of it. I included all the old drills and new drills in it. But you're going to practice your slow speed right here, so you have balance. You can probably creep in with friction zone throttle control, and the drills are going to help you understand what your bike can do. We still have the games going on right now. We dumped the bike. It's a newbie type thing. Maybe we did put our foot down, if you notice real quick. Let's go back just a little bit more. Let's look at the road. Okay, so he probably put his foot down. Like he stopped right here. Probably tried to put his foot down right here, and it was lower than what he was supposed to. So if you're going to put your foot down, put it on like the leveled surface, not here where there's like water in a pothole. Don't put your foot in a pothole. And I'm not making fun of this because 2 weeks ago when I went to go filming the Smart Rider training manual and I was going to go ride, I have that selfie stick for the 360 for the back so I can get that cool view that a lot of you guys like to see. Well, I had it like all the way down and I wasn't going to use the selfie stick part. I had it all the way down, and I reached my leg over, and my pants caught that, and I fell over. So, I mean, it still happens. Just be careful. Just be careful. I was embarrassed, but it is what it is. And it was in my apartment, so, like, nobody really saw it, but still. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, we got a copper.
How's it going?
Hey, fist bump. I love that.
Fonzie on 183.
That was you?
Yeah.
How the hell did you get up here already?
I took Mopac.
Oh.
I was on Waves. Waves said, hey.
Austin PD.
I'm like, there's no way. Go, but I sat in traffic.
Yeah.
I thought you were behind me, so I didn't want to split.
No. I went all the way around.
I love it.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I just took a couple over there to get to Liberty Hill.
Yes, just like he's a motorcyclist first,
Yeah, really
cop
bad.
second.
They're horrible. Especially the drivers. That's why I told that guy, it's like, stay on the road, man.
Spotted an idiot texting and driving. Uh-oh. So now he's a cop. Now I'm pulling someone over. So just, if you ever meet cops like that, just be chill. You notice how, like, most of them, they act like that? They have a stressful job, so they're always on high alert, hypervigilance. So they are looking for problems. That's their job. But if you don't give a problem or you don't show a problem and you show, like, appreciation for them being an actual human, it can really help them out. It makes their day better. They might treat somebody else better because you treated them better. And that's how gratitude works. And you do that for your girlfriend or boyfriend, Just, they might be having a bad day. You show some appreciation, show some gratitude, and you don't have these issues. But guys, remember, grab a slice of pizza. Take it home. It's okay. This is the last video of the live stream, which we do now on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I just want you guys to ride safe. So ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys next week. There it is, everybody. Woo! Let's get some music going. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna go to the vet. If you guys were here at the beginning of the live stream, my dog has a flare-up of colitis. I'm actually watching her. She's like hiding behind the pillow at home on the couch. And so I'm just keeping an eye on her. She's not doing too well, vomiting, diarrhea, and all that stuff. So I'm picking up some medications, anti-parasitic, antibiotic, probiotic, anti-nausea. So I'm over here going to have to be a dog dad for the rest of the week, maybe 2 weeks. But I got to get home. I'm going to take care of that. And I got some drills and stuff. So guys, sign up and become a member. More stuff's happening, but it's right now, you guys are just straight up supporting like what it is that we're doing here. Become a member. I'm launching slowly throughout the year, it's going to happen. It's going to be what I'm doing for the Smart Rider crew. It's an online motorcycle club. So once the Smart Rider training manual is done, I can heavily focus on the club aspect of things. The thing is, I want the club to be focused on safety training. So like I'm creating courses for the crew members, and then we're gonna have a community aspect when it comes to it, because now it's a club. I'm gonna figure out how, I'm working with Discord on how we can have a virtual bike night, how to have it happen, the Smart Rider games, all these different things, guys. Heavily focused on it. I love it. It's a new venture, so it's hard. We talked about hard work at the beginning of the live stream, but hey, this is the direction we're going. So if you want to support, you want to join, it's become a founder, because price will go up once the training manual is done. But become a founder, you lock in your price forever because you're a founding member. So sign up, guys. Sign up. Think of it, if I've given you any help and I've saved you from a crash or I've saved you from something, think about joining, and then we can all work together on making the club the best we possibly can. So sign up. Hog Rider, you are a founder. Missy's a founder. I've seen a lot of you guys are found. Harry, I think everyone's thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, but it definitely supports what we're doing here. And I'm working hard on giving you guys what you want and what I think is needed for the motorcycle community. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and take care of some stuff. I'm going to get Stella her medications and probably take her outside and see if hopefully there's no more blood in the stool. Colitis is not fun. She had a hemorrhagic gastroenteritis a couple years ago, and that was pretty scary. She almost died from that. So I'm really trying to prevent it from getting that far again. So with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'm going to take the elevator out of here. Go ahead and grab yourself a slice of pizza.